Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, is once again making waves across the African continent, shaking the very foundations of corrupt leadership and proving that true self-reliance is not just an ideal, but a tangible and achievable reality. His latest bold move, sending nearly 1,000 modern tractors and agricultural machinery, worth a staggering $20 million from Ghana's Tema port to Burkina Faso, marks a pivotal moment in the nation's development. At a time when many African leaders are struggling with the repercussions of former U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to slash aid funding to the continent, Burkina Faso remains undeterred. In fact, despite the absence of American aid, the country achieved an impressive 91% of its humanitarian goals last year. This is a powerful testament to the growing self-reliance of Burkina Faso under Traoré's leadership. But how exactly did Captain Ibrahim Traoré secure such a monumental investment in agricultural infrastructure? And what does this mean for the future of Burkina Faso? Before diving into this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Now, let's explore. At the core of this bold and visionary move is a strategic reallocation of national resources. Instead of pouring billions into military expansion, as is common across many African governments, Traoré has chosen to invest in the backbone of any strong nation: agriculture. With security threats in Burkina Faso significantly reduced and a renewed push for national stability, the government has made a historic decision to redirect a portion of the 2025 defense budget toward agriculture, irrigation, and mechanized farming. This marks a crucial shift in governance that prioritizes long-term sustainability over short-term security concerns. This decision isn't merely an economic maneuver, but a political statement. By focusing on agriculture, Traoré is signaling that Burkina Faso will no longer depend on foreign aid or at the mercy of international donors. Instead, the country is charting its course, investing in its future, one tractor at a time. The nearly 1,000 tractors and agricultural machines currently being processed at Ghana's Tema port are set to revolutionize farming in Burkina Faso. The fleet, purchased using funds from the Burkinabe state budget, includes high-powered tractors for mechanized plowing and planting, bulldozers and graders for land clearing and infrastructure projects, hydraulic shovels and backhoe loaders for large-scale excavation, and irrigation equipment to ensure year-round farming. Additionally, compact and smooth rollers will be used for soil preparation. To oversee the arrival of these machines, Burkina Faso's Minister of Agriculture, Animal and Fisheries Resources, Commander Ismail Sombi, personally led a delegation to Ghana. His mission was clear: to ensure a smooth and efficient transport process as the machines made their way to Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou. According to government officials, this acquisition is a significant milestone in the country's ambitious plans to achieve food security, increase agricultural output, and modernize rural farming practices. This is not an isolated event. It is part of a broader, long-term vision to transform Burkina Faso into a self-sustaining powerhouse capable of feeding its population and reducing its dependency on external aid. The people of Burkina Faso are not waiting for help to arrive. They are taking charge of their destiny. Under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has made significant strides towards self-sufficiency, with a clear focus on improving its infrastructure and agricultural sector. While many African nations remain dependent on foreign loans and aid, Burkina Faso is breaking away from this model by focusing on its resources. This shift is a testament to Traoré's commitment to building a nation that relies on its strength rather than external assistance. His leadership is increasingly being viewed as a blueprint for other African nations to follow, showing that development can be achieved without the need for continuous foreign handouts. Traoré's leadership philosophy is rooted in the belief that Africa's real wealth lies not in foreign aid, but in the strategic use of its resources. Rather than relying on external funds or assistance, He has invested in projects yielding long-term benefits for Burkina Faso. His approach contrasts with that of many other leaders who often seek temporary solutions through loans or aid packages. Captain Traoré's message is clear. Burkina Faso will not be a nation of beggars, but a nation of builders capable of creating its future. His actions prove that with visionary leadership, African countries can overcome dependency and chart their path to growth and prosperity. One of the most impressive aspects of Traoré's leadership is his ability to turn vision into action. While many leaders speak about change, Captain Traoré is already delivering it. His focus on transforming Burkina Faso's agricultural sector is one of the most significant steps toward economic independence. Instead of relying on outdated farming methods and food imports, he has invested heavily in modern farming techniques, mechanized agriculture, and improving local food production. This strategic shift aims to feed Burkina Faso's population and positions the country to become a regional leader in food production, with the potential to export to neighboring nations. In addition to his agricultural reforms, Captain Traoré has implemented a revolutionary approach to the prison system. Traditionally, prisons in many countries have been places of confinement and idleness, but under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has integrated prisoners into the agricultural workforce. Rather than remaining idle behind bars, prisoners are now contributing to food production while acquiring skills that will help them reintegrate into society after their release. This initiative addresses labor shortages in agriculture, reduces the burden on the state, and offers prisoners a productive path toward rehabilitation. It's a forward-thinking reform that benefits the economy and supports social reintegration. In many parts of Africa, large-scale farming still relies heavily on manual labor, which is both inefficient and unsustainable in the long term. However, Captain Ibrahim Traoré is charting a different course for Burkina Faso, embracing mechanization and modern agricultural techniques. His administration has launched a far-reaching agricultural mechanization program to transform the nation's farming sector. This initiative includes the distribution of 400 tractors, 239 tillers, and 710 motor pumps to local farmers and cooperatives. Additionally, 714 motorcycles have been provided to agricultural agents to improve outreach and support for farmers. These measures and a substantial input support program demonstrate Traoré's commitment to revitalizing Burkina Faso's agrarian landscape. If you're still watching this video, it means you're loving it. Why not take a quick second to hit that like button? Done it? Let's continue. The scale of this agricultural transformation is impressive. The government has invested over 78 billion CFA francs in the mechanization program, including 10,000 tons of fish feed, 68,900 tons of fertilizers, 18,000 tons of plant seeds, and 2,300 tons of fodder seeds. Such an investment clearly signals a shift toward long-term agricultural sustainability and self-reliance. Traoré's vision for Burkina Faso extends beyond just ensuring domestic food security. He aims to transition the country from a net food importer to a net food exporter. African nations have been conditioned to rely on Western imports for high-quality food for decades. This dependency has weakened local agriculture and perpetuated economic vulnerability. Traoré is actively working to break this cycle by making his country less reliant on foreign imports and more capable of meeting its own needs and those of neighboring countries. One of the most notable aspects of Traoré's approach is his focus on food sovereignty. He understands that a nation's independence is deeply tied to its ability to feed itself. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso strives to produce enough food to meet domestic consumption and become an agricultural powerhouse capable of exporting goods to other regions. This is a bold challenge to the conventional wisdom that African countries must rely on external aid and imports to survive. By investing in modern agricultural tools, training local farmers, and adopting innovative farming practices, Traoré fosters an environment that supports economic growth and job creation. reducing the country's dependence on international food markets that often exploit African nations through unfair trade deals. In addition to mechanization and modernization, Captain Traoré has introduced unique reforms beyond traditional agricultural development. One of the more surprising aspects of his policy is the integration of prisoners into the agricultural workforce. Historically, prisons were a drain on resources, housing individuals who contributed little to society. Under Traoré's reforms, prisoners are being employed on farms, helping to increase food production while acquiring skills that will aid their reintegration into society after their release. This policy addresses labor shortages in the agricultural sector and tackles the issue of prison overcrowding while providing inmates with a sense of purpose and productivity. Burkina Faso's agricultural strategy extends to environmental sustainability as well. Traoré's administration is promoting agroecological methods that focus on reducing dependence on expensive, imported fertilizers and pesticides. Instead, the government encourages crop rotation, organic composting, and water-efficient farming techniques that preserve soil health and ensure long-term productivity. This environmentally friendly approach aligns with the global push for sustainable farming and provides local farmers with cost-effective alternatives to conventional agricultural inputs. With this holistic strategy, Captain Traoré is shaping the future of Burkina Faso's agriculture and setting a powerful example for the rest of Africa, showing that it is possible to achieve food sovereignty through smart, localized, and sustainable practices. Imagine a continent that continues to import more than $50 billion worth of food each year, despite having vast, fertile lands. This paradoxical situation has persisted for decades, where Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, yet struggles with food insecurity. The cause isn't a lack of resources, knowledge, or labor, but rather a deep-rooted dependence on foreign aid and imports. But what if Africa and nations like Burkina Faso could break free from this cycle of reliance? What if they could transform their agricultural sectors to feed themselves and become major exporters? This is the bold vision being pursued by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the military leader of Burkina Faso. Under Captain Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso is moving away from outdated farming methods and towards modernization. His government has implemented a large-scale mechanization program, providing farmers with the necessary equipment to improve productivity. This includes distributing tractors, tillers, motor pumps, and motorcycles to farmers and agricultural agents nationwide. These tools help ensure that farmers have access to the necessary resources to boost their output while reducing the inefficiencies associated with manual labor. Alongside these efforts, the government has supplied critical agricultural inputs, such as fertilizers, animal feed, and seeds, to ensure local farmers can continue to thrive. However, transforming agriculture isn't just about improving farming techniques. It also requires the right infrastructure to get the products to market. Captain Traoré's administration has prioritized infrastructure, understanding that a thriving agricultural sector needs functional roads, storage facilities, and efficient markets. New rural roads are being built to connect remote farming communities with major trade centers, enabling farmers to transport their goods quickly and efficiently. Additionally, modern storage centers are being established to reduce post-harvest losses, which have long been a major challenge for local producers. These efforts ensure farmers can sell their products at fair prices without the threat of spoilage and market oversupply. The government is also tackling the issue of dependency on foreign-controlled agricultural inputs. With the introduction of agroecological practices, Burkina Faso is focusing on sustainability. The administration is working to reduce reliance on imported chemical fertilizers and hybrid seeds, promoting local farming methods that harmonize with the environment. These techniques, including crop rotation, organic composting, and rainwater harvesting, improve soil fertility and water efficiency, and help protect farmers from fluctuating global prices. By prioritizing local resources, Burkina Faso is investing in a future where its agriculture can thrive without being vulnerable to international trade pressures. At the heart of Captain Traoré's vision is national sovereignty. He recognizes that a country that cannot feed itself remains susceptible to the pressures of foreign powers. His reforms aim to ensure that Burkina Faso is no longer at the mercy of external food imports or foreign aid. By investing in agriculture, infrastructure, and local resources, he is helping to build a more resilient economy. This approach supports food security and enhances the country's political stability, as a self-sufficient agricultural system reduces the likelihood of social unrest driven by food scarcity. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership offers more than just a policy shift. It's a revolutionary approach to agriculture and national self-reliance. His vision is a beacon for other African nations, showing them they don't have to wait for aid or rely on imports to secure their future. Through strategic investments in mechanization, infrastructure, and sustainable farming practices, Burkina Faso is positioning itself as a model for agricultural transformation in Africa. This approach may be the key to a future where African nations stand strong, independent, and capable of feeding their own people and the world. That's it for today. If you found this message compelling, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with others, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.